recognize that gyms all over the country and all over the world are closed right now due to COVID-19, but things will get back to normal soon enough. We're here to talk about minimizing the barriers to gym membership, and this is part 2 of a 3-part series. Now, gym membership has the benefit of providing some measure of motivation, and that's because you're surrounded by people enjoying a shared interest, and that can be a powerful, positive factor. Cost can be a potential barrier. And if the cost of a gym membership is going to cause a financial hardship, let's take a look at some ways we might be able to address that. Let's specifically look at your personal financial budget. And we're going to narrow in and focus on your food budget. Now, maybe you can reduce the number of times you go out to eat at a restaurant or order out at a restaurant, just once a week. Also, let's take a look at your purchases of junk food, whether it's from a vending machine or from a grocery store. It doesn't matter. They seem like small purchases at the time, but they do add up quickly. So just taking those few items that we mentioned and add up the cost savings from not purchasing those and channeling those or diverting those into a gym membership, I think you'll be surprised at how much that goes towards helping reducing the cost of a gym membership. I recommend a gym that is open 24/7 because you need to be able to work out at a gym when you're in the mood. And ideally, that gym will be located within a reasonable time and distance from you. I do not want you to ever be saying to yourself, "Oh, I don't feel like, or I don't have time to drive all the way across town just to work out." Don't do that. Once you begin working out at a gym, you'll likely quickly encounter the person that occupies an exercise machine without actually performing any exercise. Now, the vast majority of us that belong to a gym, we have a limited time schedule to work out. So when somebody sits on a machine and stares at their phone, they're simply being inconsiderate of their fellow gym mates. You know, those people will always exist, and they used to mentally upset my workout. This is how I overcame that barrier. I used to have a sort of fixed workout schedule, legs first, then abs and upper body. But a routine that's too rigid doesn't work well in a crowded gym. So first I adjusted the time of day I went to the gym. That helped, but even with a few people in the gym, you can find somebody camping out on a machine that you want to use. So I opened my mind up to just going to whatever machine was available. Initially it was hard, but I opened my mind up and said, I'm going to be more flexible. And when you do that, you're presented with new opportunities. To stay motivated about exercising over the long term, a lifetime, you need to have flexibility. The same old boring routine is going to be just that. Boring. You're going to lose interest and stop exercising. And that's precisely what we want to avoid. So, mix it up. And the adjustments don't have to be drastic. Sometimes just a small adjustment can make something feel new and different and interesting again. Most of my exercises are done without me counting any reps at all. I just do as many reps as I can, and then I adjust the weight down by 1 plate, and then I immediately do another set, and then I do that again a 3rd time. My breaks between those sets last as long as it takes me to move the pin to the next weight. Then I immediately start the next set. If you're too strict about counting the reps and you can't make it to some predetermined number that you'd set for yourself, well, I don't want that to act as some kind of a mental barrier that depresses you or somehow makes you feel like you failed yourself. We're not professional athletes or Olympians. We're here to do the average reasonable workout. Now, that doesn't mean you have an excuse to slough off either. You know, you give every workout your all. But I want you to recognize that your all that you've got to give isn't the same every day of the week. Mix up the days of the week that you exercise or the time of day. You know, I know routines are good and they have many benefits. My point is this: I don't want you to get stuck in a rut and use that as an excuse to quit. You know, if you can stay with it until exercise becomes a habit, then you're probably also noticing a difference in the way you look, feel, and act. And that's the place I want you to get to. I keep my eyes closed during the actual exercise. One, it keeps me from being distracted, but it also allows me to concentrate on my form and my technique. You become fully conscious of the muscles that are being exercised at that moment. And when you're focused like that, you won't even think about counting reps. Your body will tell you when it's time to stop. Even though I don't typically count reps, I usually end up doing probably between 5 and 15 reps. If you find yourself doing more or less than that, you know, you can always adjust the weight up or down. I mean, I don't get on a machine and do 50 reps of something, although I might do 1 or 2 reps if I'm trying to move up and get my body used to more weight on a particular machine. Giving consideration to what I said earlier about being flexible in your routine, I think you'll find that you probably tend towards doing your exercise routine in a certain order. And I want you to experiment with that order to find what's comfortable for you, what fits you. Now, for myself, I like to start off with legs, I go to my abs, upper body, and I finish with a cardio workout. Now, I see a lot of people start off with a cardio. That doesn't work for me. By the time I'm done with a run, I'm winded, I'm wiped out. But that's just me. I'd like you to find out what works best for yourself. I'm not a sociable person to begin with, and that probably factors into why I don't have a workout partner. But if you do enjoy working out with a partner, try and keep each other focused on the workout. I see an inordinate amount of time being spent between partners conversing instead of exercising. One last possible mental barrier to working out at a gym might be what to wear. You know, my recommendation is comfortable shoes. Beyond that, if wearing the latest exercise fashion motivates you, do it. Other than that, just wear something comfortable. Personally, when I happen to look at anyone else in the gym, you know, I don't really care what they're wearing. I don't even care what they look like. I just say to myself, hey, good for you for being here. You know, I want you to train yourself to think that that's what everyone else at the gym is thinking about you when they happen to look at you. If you can do that, you've minimized another potential barrier to working out at a gym. So we've talked about a number of potential barriers. If you'd like to share your experience with these or other barriers, please leave a comment. And now it's time for our life balance reminder. Either before or after a physical workout, read a book. Make your mind as strong as your body. Please press on and watch the final segment in this 3-part series. The final segment's going to be about home workouts. For now, thanks for watching Landry, the average reasonable person.